I'm looking forward to just giving everyone a quick update on our 2 discoveries now. Last time I was here, I talked about 1. Now I can say we have 2. And I'll also just to give a quick preview of our plans for this year. So first of all, I think Pan Global sort of, way I'd characterise us as one of the few new copper stories, let's say, think with a new copper discovery that has the potential to be brought into production within the next decade, and we think potentially within the next, say, 5 years, when copper prices are expected to really escalate. So that's a great position to be in. So, as Eric said, we're essentially a copper exploration company, but we do have some tin, some gold and some other metals as well. We have a top-shelf board management team with experience right through from exploration through to development and beyond. We have an advanced copper discovery already, so that helps to underpin the value of the company. But we have made a new discovery last year, and then we have a really strong pipeline of other opportunities, and I fully expect we're going to make additional discoveries in the next years to come. We're in a great location. We're in southern Spain, great track record for fast permitting of mining projects, very supportive mining jurisdiction, great infrastructure, etc. End of October last year, we raised $6 million, so we're funded. We've got we can have a strong program through 2024 through to 2025. I don't need to talk much about the copper demand situation, but I think we are really well positioned to benefit from a fast rising copper market that we expect will be the case in the next decade or so, particularly when you consider that the world's going to double the amount of copper consumed in the next 27 years compared to what it has consumed in all the previous 3,000 years up to now. So there aren't enough new copper mines being put into production today that is going to meet that demand fast. So the next best response to that is for copper prices to go up. So we're in a great position to benefit from that. As Eric said, we're in the Iberian Pyrite Belt. This is a famous volcanogenic massive sulphide belt. It has 7 big operating mines today with big major operators. We're at the far eastern end of that. We have the 3rd largest copper producer in the world right next door to us. We're about 20-30 minutes drive outside the city of Seville with sealed road access. We're about 70 kilometres from a smelter. Doesn't get much better. So just looking at our Escondida project outlined here in yellow, our Lamana copper, tin, silver discovery shown in the south, the red blob there, and about 3 kilometres to the north is our new discovery called Cañada Honda, which is more copper and gold. We're about 20 kilometres from Atalaya's sort of large open pit copper mine. That's the site where the Rio Tinto company began. That's the world's biggest VMS deposit as well. Right next door to us, Grupo Mexico, they're ready to start construction on a new underground mine beneath the Los Frailes mine. Just waiting for one bit of permitting for that. And just 12 kilometres to the east of us, First Quantum have the Las Cruces mine, which was one of the highest grade open pit copper mines in the world. That's permitted now to go underground. Right, so these VMS deposits typically occur in clusters. So you find one, you find another. And there are many examples of that in the Iberian Pyrite Belt. So I think we could be looking at a sort of a super cluster here with potential for many discoveries. Right next door to us, as I say, Asnaquai and Los Frailes, 2 very big massive sulphide deposits. Los Frailes was found by drilling a gravity anomaly. This is a gravity anomaly map. Las Cruces was found by drilling gravity, and our first drill holes and our first target were at La Romana, testing gravity anomaly in the south, and that led to a discovery. And we're currently drilling right now at Cañada Honda, which is another big gravity target in the north. But we have many other gravity targets that are as yet untested, most notably the Bravo target down in the south, which is a very prominent gravity anomaly. We haven't had access to it now. We expect we'll get access to that in the first 6 months of this year, and that's a really high priority target for us. But I think the potential to make additional discoveries here remains very high. So we put out some news last week, which included most recent drill result at our newest discovery called Cañada Honda. We also put out another 9 holes from our other discovery called Lamana. So hole 8 that we reported last week included 8 metres at 2.6 grams gold, followed by another interval about 14 metres, 0.8 copper, 0.4 gold, including a higher grade section there of over 1.5% copper, etc. But we've only drilled 8 holes in this. They're pretty wide spaced holes. Every hole is hitting copper mineralisation. If you look at it on a combined copper and gold basis, they're consistently hitting sort of 1 to 2% over reasonable intervals. So this is only at the far eastern end of a very big gravity anomaly. It's 2 kilometres long. We started testing this target with a concept for copper mineralisation beneath a thrust. We've been able to validate that, and with the idea being that the gravity anomaly could represent massive sulphide mineralisation beneath this thrust. So that's exactly what we're hitting. So we've got an 11-hole drill program underway at the moment, Stepout Program. We've reported just the first result of that 11-hole program, and it's hit. So you can see the intervals there again. This is a cross-section. We know the mineralisation comes to surface in the south, and we've traced it with some wide-space holes to about 600 metres at depth. So you can see a picture there of some of the massive sulphide mineralisation with up to 4.8% copper and 2 grams gold. So very early days on this one. Great looking grades and a really big size potential. Pretty exciting target. Our main discovery, our most advanced project is Lamana. We now have 180 drill holes into this. We've shown copper and tin silver mineralisation continuous over about 1.4 kilometres of strike, and it's still growing. The last 9 holes we reported last week are showing we're entering another higher grade zone of over 1% copper, and it's completely open to the west, and this thing will still grow. It comes to surface in the south, dips about moderately 35 to 40 degrees to the north, and it's still open at depth. So we've also reported last year some excellent copper metallurgy relative to the other mines. So this is really shaping up to have the potential for a low-cost open pit mining operation. We commenced a follow-up program last year, really aimed at delineating that western extension. We're still hitting copper. Just another look at the upside in the Lamana discovery. This is the gravity anomaly map showing the drill hole locations. We can see the gravity anomaly continuing for another 400 metres beyond where we've drilled already. So we think this could really has some great size potential, and further drilling planned on this year. Cross-section, this is the westernmost cross-section, just showing again that the mineralisation we're hitting is still open. And we were testing a downhole electromagnetic anomaly. We've hit 9.7 metres there at about 1.7% copper equivalent, coincident with that conductor. The mineralisation comes to surface, and it's open at depth, and it's open along strike. We also hit in on the recent drilling another 16-metre interval of over 1%, with a high-grade interval within that as well. So the geophysics is working. It's still open. Stepping across about 800 metres, you can see the same very simple geometry all the way across the 1.4 kilometres of strike. It's not folded, it's not faulted. It's ideally, the geometry is ideal for an open pit. In some places we're getting some great thicknesses as well, and here we're getting mineralisation over intervals of more than 50 metres of close to 1% copper equivalent. So just stepping back a bit from Lamana, we got access to a big farm in the second half of last year. We hit that very hard with geophysics and geochemistry, etc. This is just a snapshot of the gravity anomalies. We've increased the western extent of the gravity anomaly at Lamana, but it also shows a number of other big gravity targets in the area nearby. So I think we have the potential to make further discoveries very close to this, satellite ore bodies and potential other deposits in their own right. So, lots of prospectivity, lots of potential here to make additional discoveries. And this is all untested at this stage. So just if you were to put together a checklist of what you would want for an open pit mining operation, I think we tick a lot of those boxes. You've got very simple geometry, mineralisation coming to surface, great metallurgy, it's in a great location, more like a brownfields environment, gives us a lot of other options when you consider our proximity to other major operators and new developments. So, right, just a bit on our capital structure. So we have about 240 million shares out. We raised about 6 million last year, so we're cashed up for a strong program this year. The analysts have a price target of 85 cents. That's about over 4 times our current share price. So I think we represent a compelling investment opportunity at today's prices. Our last financing also was mostly taken up by institutions, and that the institutional shareholding continues to grow. So just quickly, what are we aiming to do this year? Well, we have sort of 3 or 4 main objectives. One is to drill and delineate the western extension of our Lamana Discovery. And then we'll look to put out our maiden resource and follow that with a PEA. Secondly, we aim to continue to drill and complete the step-out drill program at Kenyatta Honda. As I say, it's a 2-kilometre long gravity anomaly. It's a very big target, and we're only at the very early stage of this, and so we'll start to step out and test the potential along that gravity anomaly, but also to see if it comes to surface, and potential for an open pit target there as well. Thirdly, we've got some further metallurgy results to report and additional studies to do. So we should be reporting some tin metallurgy soon, as well as some results of the variability tests as well. And then finally, we hope to further develop our exploration pipeline and move some of these other targets up to being drill-ready stage as well. And in particular, as soon as we get access to that big Bravo target, we'll hit that pretty hard as well. So with that, I think I'll leave it. We have a pretty exciting year ahead of us, a lot of results to come over the next couple of months.
Thanks, Eric.